Hello Muglets, today we're doing our final stage Xiao showcase. I usually like to do a sort of crappy build showcase and then a good build showcase. It's also a decent hunter. Our 200k subscriber goal is going pretty decently. Just a little reminder, if you do enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe. It's totally free, you can unsubscribe anytime you want to. So I first want to address what I mean with the title about Xiao being a scam, if that is what I eventually decide to go with. I say that for a couple of reasons. First of all, one of the more obvious ones is how you act. I don't think we can see that anymore. But yeah, when you're raising any other animo unit, they need this stuff and they need these. Xiao doesn't need these, as we all know. He needs a special material from a different boss. That in itself is already pretty dumb, but in addition to having to farm a totally different boss, the boss where you actually get the Xiao Ascension materials doesn't even have a chance to drop the animo stuff. I'm not sure exactly what they were thinking with that. It is, I guess, remedied with this new powder stuff, and I was able to get most of his Ascension materials just via that. But that requires very special star glitter or stardust or whatever the hell it's called. And I guess the other main reason is his spear selection. There are not really any good spears for him besides the one currently in the raid up. And I tried to go for it, got the sword instead, very sad days, whatever, blah blah. But I mean, yeah, you know, as far as weapon options, we have Deathmatch, which I currently decided to go for. The bad thing with that is it's horrible base attack. The passive boost on Deathmatch helps it a bit, you know, up to 24% attack there. And of course, the big crit rate is also, you know, makes up for the really bad base attack somewhat. And then the other sort of decent weapon for him pretty much just rotated out of this monthly thing and won't be back for another almost 3 weeks. And then, you know, but like people pulling for Xiao, they kind of want to use him now and not in 20 days. Just to be clear, I'm not talking about this one. I think these are pretty bad. The other spear that I'll swap out with this one that is a crit damage main stat. Of course, that's going to be the go-to for free to play. It's probably better than Deathmatch too because it's a bit easier to refine. I guess depending on how much of that stuff you have saved up. It's obviously impossible for free to play to get Deathmatch at all, so it's not really a consideration. Crescent Pike, Dragon Spear both have physical damage bonus and he gets most of his damage through animo. Favonius would be an okay choice because it does actually have very high base attack as well. Ours is only at 80 here and you can see just getting that 9th star bumps it up to 523, which is, you know, highest possible for a Nat 4 star. And then at least energy recharge isn't useless like physical damage bonus. All in all, I just wanted to say Xiao has been a pain, is a pain to build. I guess partially because of weapon and partially because you need to farm 2 separate bosses and or spend the star stuff for the exchange, which I did do because it does save a lot of resin overall, but yeah, not being able to farm both things at once is annoying. But yeah, we got the weapon discussion out of the way. I'm running Deathmatch on him now. I was running Crescent Pike for the initial showcase. Obviously, that's not very good. Currently, we are running a broken set with Viridescent. I stole this off of Ganyu with its massive 28.8% crit damage. I figured that is slightly better than this one with its measly 5.4 crit rate, 33 elemental mastery, and then finishing the Gladiator's piece with the 18% attack. So I chose 29 crit damage over 18% attack and 5 crit rate. We'll quickly run through the rest of his stuff as well. So attack, crit damage, injury charge on the plume. A literal perfect flower. I guess we can say the third off piece is the animo damage goblet. It has energy recharge, crit damage, attack, blah blah blah. And we have a crit damage circlet as well with a bit of crit rate there. He has so much natural crit rate, I believe it's 35%. Plus Deathmatch, you need almost nothing from substats. And yeah, we have 1900 attack. I guess considering Deathmatch's tiny base attack, it's not actually that bad. 76 crit rate, 172 crit damage. I think that's decently solid. 150 energy recharge. His ult is actually pretty hard to get, honestly, but I think that a lot comes down to me forgetting to do his E while in ult form and not getting any orbs back. Of course, I have the 61 animo damage bonus there from the set and from the goblet. And yeah, overall, I think his stats are solid. Obviously C0, but we have made some progress on the talents. We're at 878 right now. We are limited by this stuff. And yeah, oh, jeez, that grunt always kind of startles me. But yeah, there's my Xiao. Let's go ahead and talk about team comp a little bit. So obviously we got to have Xiao in there. The next most important one for me is going to be Bennett. I just made a Bennett video. I explain why I love him so much, but in this case, he's even more important because of his attack boost. His attack boost is even more strong on characters that don't have that much attack, and Xiao doesn't because Deathmatch. Since Bennett gives a flat attack boost, his attack boost is going to be more effective on ones with lower initial attack. After that, for the most part, I've been using Venti, although I don't know if he's really all that necessary. Animo Resonance is kind of the weakest one here. It just reduces stamina consumption, increases movement speed, and shortens skill cooldown by a measly 5%. So it's nice for exploring, but in combat it doesn't do that much. Outside of the fact, of course, you'll get Xiao's ult quite a bit easier, having Venti in your team, you know, making those orbs. So there's that consideration, but I think for this showcase, we're actually going to go Zhongli, and I think we're going to actually try Barbara with her book, and also putting the healing ring on Xiao to help mitigate his HP falling during his ult mode. First of all, I want to demonstrate what buffs we're working with for those that aren't super informed. Currently, we're at 1900 attack. This may actually be slightly less in battle, as you might see here. So here are some enemies. Let's go ahead and go back to the character screen. And as you can see, now we're at 1857. That's because of Deathmatch's passive. Now that we're around only one enemy again, you can see that it goes back up to 1917. Throwing Banette's ult on the ground, we'll see what we have after that. Banette gives us about 850 additional attack, and then we have Barbara with her book boost. Let's check that out real quick. And now we're up to 3146. Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers gives a massive sounding 48% attack, but can you just understand how much stronger Banette's is? Tangent aside, this is the sort of setup I want to have before actually attacking with him. It is a little time consuming to set up, but that's what we're going for. As is tradition, we're going to start the showcase off with our daily quests. But I want to actually kind of focus on his individual abilities for the showcase, so it's going to be a little different. So let's go ahead and just start with his basic attack without any sort of boosts or anything like that. I think his basic attack is fine. It's a little slow for a pole arm user, but it's strong. And then we have his charge attack. I think I like this charge attack more than any other pole arm user because it's just one hit, sends them upwards, and it's relatively quick as well. Then we have his E, very fast as well. Quite strong with a 15k there. Again, no setup we have. At C0, he can hold 2 charges. At C1, he can hold 3 charges. His E is actually strong enough to break through 2 barrels simultaneously, but he does stop short of getting the 3rd one. And I don't really have much else to say about his E. It's strong, it's fast, it's fun to use. Starting with his ult basic attacks. They're a little bit quicker, or it might just be my mind deceiving me, but they are obviously a lot stronger as well, as they are infused with Animo. Definitely pretty strong for those super quick attacks. Now we're gonna look at charged attack in ult mode, which is pretty much the same, if I can do it. Unfortunately, we finished all the daily quests without getting to his plunge attack, but I guess we'll be doing that mostly anyway, so we're gonna be heading to Abyss for his real showcase because, you know, Abyss is the hardest stuff. Why not use him there? First, of course, we have to get the Viri Dungeon out of the way. Xiao does not have his ult. Alright. See some of those plunge attacks. Can't see the number. Oh yeah, I saw 33k. That was a non-critical, unfortunately. He actually has a good amount of crit rate, so shouldn't see too many non-criticals. I'm honestly getting a little sick of the Viri Dungeon tests, so I'm gonna move on. Oh no, we're at floor 11, and floor 11 is where Ganyu shines the most, and Xiao has one of her things. Well, I mean, I guess that was a temporary thing for him anyway, so we're gonna give him back the Gladiator. For the rest of the Gladiator, he will have quite a bit less crit damage, and I think he's going to be worse overall now, but at least we can also use Ganyu. He does break 2k attack, but unfortunately his crit damage suffers quite a bit there, losing almost 30%. When it comes to Abyss, I think I would like Venti and Xiao together, honestly. We'll also have Banette and Zhongli, I believe. I think we're going to do it like that, yeah. And I think for the second half, we're going to go Water and Ice, try and get some Frozen, but also Fire / Greatsword user, Diluc, for those shields. I hate this floor for all of its electricity, but let's see if we can do it before we lose all of our stuff. Here we go, let's go ahead and do some plunges. Unfortunately, we didn't do Zhongli's thing, which would have been good. But yeah, I'm seeing some 30Ks in there, which is definitely pretty solid. And I always forget to do his, he actually has it again, so we're just gonna spam it. Not going to wait for the electricity to steal our ults. And we're almost dead as well, so we should probably take a little care. Might be good to have a second healer, one that's not Bennett, especially when your Bennett doesn't have the most energy recharge anymore. Oh yeah, wait. When they're frozen, you don't need to care about their shields, I forgot. Just goes right through them. This is the one I'm actually worried about, and I don't think anyone except Venti has their ult. Let's go over here, pull them in. Let's go ahead and just do this up. Bennett now has his, which is good. 3 enemies left. We're actually looking pretty good at 89% here. Leave it alone. I'm trying to farm ult here. Ah, damn. Xiao's E is too strong. Thankfully, with these guys, I can attack from a distance and keep the agent's attention on me. Alright, we're still good with 70% here. What we're gonna have to do is hope we have enough DPS to kill this guy before he gets his shield. Come on, can we do it? Oh no, he already has his shield, but he's almost dead. So we're just gonna continue on. Come on. Alright, he's dead, but there is another one. Oh, and this guy. And we need to kill him first, or we're just going to keep healing. Well, we have less than 1 minute for the other side. I guess I'll try it anyway. Actually, pretty close. Damn. Oh, wait, what? So we're just going to start again, do plunge attacks, see if we can get rid of their shields decently quick. We didn't do too much setup here. They seem to be taking damage anyway, even through their shields. Even the ones that aren't broken yet. Let's go ahead and do some more setup here. We're gonna get Zhongli. Unfortunately, I think... Okay, here we go. We can't get too many plunge attacks in before Bennett's shield goes down, but the ones we can get in are very strong. There were some 32Ks in there. Also, yeah, plunge attacks are really good for the Geo shields as well, so that's nice. Here we have this guy, but thankfully we also have an arrow user. Let's try this. Let's do some high plunges as well. Although I don't think there's that much extra damage. I think it's still worth it, especially when there's a group of enemies, to continue plunging even without their buffs, and then just start over. Agents here weren't too much of an issue either, just kept them frozen. And now Chamber 3, which typically gives me quite a bit of trouble. Let's see what we can do here. Going to start with Zhongli's buff and ult, and then just go straight to him to do some plunge. This should get rid of their shields yep, their shields are already gone. I think a lot of that was Zhongli, but this is by far the fastest I've ever gotten these guys. Well, this one's not dead yet, so we're not counting our chickens before they hatch, but I assume he'll fall down rather quickly, hopefully. Come on, do one more of those. Alright, there. Yeah, that was definitely, I think, the fastest I've done that, which is Pog. Let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's go and get Bennett's ult. One more ult from Xiao, and just start the plunge spam again. Hopefully that witch dies. That witch is so tanky. I always forget to do my E as well, which is bad. Actually, his basic attacks are so strong too. This witch has like some hidden HP. Feels like she should have been dead a few hits ago, but whatever. We have a good amount of time still, so that's nice. And for these guys, I think I'm just going to try and freeze kill them instead of bothering with their shields. I guess we're gonna do her E as well, or her Q. And throw that there and just start hitting on them. Seems like it doesn't even matter if you hit their shields or not. A little closer than I wanted it to be, but we got it. Pretty decent showcase of his abilities there. I think one of the best things was getting rid of those Hilitrol shields so fast. That's a sort of surprising perk with his plunge spam. But yeah, I guess that'll pretty much do it. Closing thoughts on Xiao. I think he's really fun to play. His attacks are fast. The main problem I'm having with him is that he's actually too strong. I know it sounds weird, but it's like, you know, out in the normal world, I feel like I don't even want to use his ult ever because it's like they're dead way too fast. And it's like, well, then it's kind of a waste. But yeah, of course, like in Abyss and Domains, his ult is worth to use. I actually haven't tried him too much in Domains yet, but I'm guessing it's more or less going to be the same story. Him being Animo type means he can pretty much go anywhere he wants to. So he's quite versatile in that regard as well, which is cool. But yeah, I guess that'll pretty much do it. Make sure to tell me what you think in the comments down below. Dropping a like on this video if you did happen to enjoy is always greatly appreciated as well. Once again, consider subscribing if you have not yet subscribed. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.